Hey everybody, it's Taki117 here, back with Taki Space Program and a really old rocket design. We're currently sitting on the pad with our Telstar 1 rocket. Now, Telstar 1 was the first real communication satellite. It was also the first privately funded launch. So, Telstar 1 is a little bit bigger than a basketball and weighs about 170-ish pounds and is responsible for the first live transatlantic television broadcast. So we are going to go ahead and launch our own version of this, launching in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition and liftoff. So Telstar 1 is fascinating because it really launched the telecommunications industry. Like I said, it was the first satellite to have a transatlantic live broadcast. It's capable of transmitting one television channel. That's it. You get one. So it was on a very highly eccentric orbit and inclined about 45 degrees. Now, I'm not worried about that here. I'm certainly not worried about really anything other than the periapsis for my contract over here. There we go. Yep, I just have to have a periapsis above 900,000 meters and an eccentricity above 0.2. But beyond that, I really don't care. The actual Telstar was inclined about 45 degrees, whereas modern telecommunication satellites reside in geosynchronous orbit. So there for about 20 minutes or so, every 2.5 hours, you would actually lose your television channel as the satellite passed over the Atlantic Ocean and out of range of the receiving stations on the ground. Here we are fighting aerodynamics here. You can see Florida, the Cape. Not going well, this is not going well. And there it goes. Well, so much for that mission. That is unfortunate. So again, aerodynamics takes over and destroys another rocket. So because this one is doomed, I'm just going to head back to the Space Center and launch another mission because I can. Between episodes, I've been kind of accepting contracts, launching missions, and setting up the infrastructure for my interplanetary communication network, getting ready for my Venus trip here in 30 days in game. I'm not actually going to take 30 days to get there. That would be dumb. So we are going to roll out. Can I even do any of these? Pretty sure I have to build a new satellite. But I'm going to try to roll out with this one. And if not, it's another satellite up there. So we're going to roll it out to the launch pad. Now, of course, we can't launch it yet because we just launched a rocket and we need to fix the launch pad and clean it and whatnot. I also have this interplanetary satellite delivery system, which is really cool. It needs a little bit of tweaking before I take it interplanetary, but we'll get to that in another episode. Alright, let's recondition our launch pad here for 15 hours. I swear these things take forever. And this one is going to require a little bit of planning, a little bit of finesse. So we're going to go ahead and launch it, because this satellite is going into an inclined orbit going the opposite direction. It has an inclination of 148-ish degrees. So instead of going east, I would actually be launching west. And that takes a little bit more delta V, a little bit more fuel, and a little bit more planning, because it's not exactly 180. So give my rocket a minute to load here. There we go. This is going to be interesting, because this is also an old design, but this one's been sitting in storage for a while. Not that that matters any. Let's see, get this set up. We want to head 225, should do it. I'm aiming for this green line here. And this is going to be a night launch, unfortunately. So let's speed up time a little bit. It's going to be early morning. There we go. Oop. There we go, close enough. For me, rocket science is all about close enough. So, here we go, launching. And countdown in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Main engine start. Oop, there we go, main engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. A little bit of launch pouring for you guys. So I picked 225 just kind of as a guesstimate more than anything. It's 45 degrees between 180 or between due south and due west. So hopefully that gets me at least in the ballpark, and I can adjust with the satellite later. Now this is going to be interesting, because it's been a while since I've launched one of these. And unfortunately, somebody's going to be getting a rocket in their backyard. So, for those of you living in Florida, I apologize for that. No, I'm kidding. Come on down. Hopefully this goes better than the last couple of times I launched this between videos, because I used up a lot of funds there. So far so good. Let's go surface velocity. Hopefully yeah, so far so good. Hopefully we stay this way. About 10 kilometers, about 45 degrees inclination. I'm a little concerned about my Werner engines there, but... And, yeah, there we go. Alright, we are going to cut the engines. We are still going up, which is good, but we're slowing down. Alright, now we're running into a real problem. Uh-oh, maybe not, maybe not. We haven't lost our rocket yet, which is good. Our inclination is going to be a little wonky, but that's okay. We are now beginning to pick up speed again. but we are falling. So this may plow into the ground. Yeah, that looks like that's exactly what's going to happen because my Werner engines can't compensate. I am now going faster sideways than I am going up, and that is bad for a rocket, for obvious reasons. I was expecting it to flip like it normally does, but I guess I caught it in time, and instead we have this weird thing going on and I can't compensate. Today is just a day of failures. Wow. And there we got Mars and Neptune over there, and we got Mercury down low, and yeah, passing through the cloud layer. You can see them there. Okay. Well, that is unfortunate. Yeah, I'm actually slowing down because I can't point upwards enough. So I am holding out hope that I can pull out of this, but it's not looking good. I mean, I'm at 2.5 kilometers, still falling and still slowing down. So, despite trying to point straight up. So we're gonna ride this one out. We're gonna see what happens. Probably not gonna end well. And like I said, this one's been sitting in storage for a while, so the funds have already been accounted for. I'm not losing anything really when I lose this rocket, because at this point it's a win, not an if. Just watch this explosion as we hit the water. There. Well, that was less than spectacular. So we're gonna go back to the Space Center again. I swear, today is just not a good day for me. We had Telstar 1 fail, we've had interplanetary communication satellite fail, we've had failure and failure. So, we're going to try again. Rearrange my rockets here. Warp to completion. Warp to completion of that one, so that my launch pad is reconditioned and everything. The great thing about was Kerbal Construction Time. Sorry, I forgot the name of the mod. Is that it allocates funds when the rocket is built, not when you launch it. So this 156, I could go build another rocket if I wanted to. Or I could roll one out in storage that funds have already been accounted for. But I have 332 science, so I'm going to see if I can unlock something. I can. Question is what? What do I want to unlock? Specialized control, which gives me, looks like nose cones, and reaction wheels, and parachutes and things. Photovoltaic monopropellant tanks, those might be cool for a probe depending on how big they are. Parachutes, monopropellant, and a strange looking capsule there. This gives me cargo bays and landing gear and struts, but I already have struts. At least I think I have struts. And a harpoon and some tiny engines, grappling hooks, and things. Heavy aerodynamics gets me more fairings, a better Apollo adapter, which I will definitely be picking up and using that later. This gets me bigger fuel tanks. That is a huge fuel tank. Jesus. High altitude gets me, looks like more fairings, or I'm not sure what this is. Oh, these are configurable fuel tanks. Okay, that's what those are. Some cool aircraft parts. This gets me a tiny aerospike, or some giant engines and tiny engines. And heavy landing gets me oxygen. Ooh, that looks fun. And a shuttle cockpit. So I think I'm going to take that one. Yeah, and I get improved scrubbers and recyclers. So, if you want me to film my shuttle development, because there will be a shuttle at least once, feel free to let me know. I'm kind of curious. If not, if you don't want to see explosions, and I want 9 science. Yeah, if you don't want to see explosions, let me know that too. Oh no, I'll roll out. Oops. But I can't warp to that without completing my research first. I don't like that. But oh well, not my problem. It's just time warp. As you can see, we've already burned 5 of that 25, or 5 of that 30 days that we started out with at the beginning of the episode in about 20 minutes. So, for this interplanetary satellite, I have redesigned the launcher. The main reason I wanted to get the other one out of there was see if I could. So we're going to launch this. Again, is probably going to be a nighttime launch. And this is actually really frustrating in that I haven't had a successful launch yet. Normally I'm pretty good about launch successes. Not so much failures, because nobody likes failures. Except Kerbal players, because explosions. But in real life, nobody likes failures, because that's just money down the drain. And this is a fairly small launcher. You can see I've gotten a much more efficient engine, much more efficient fuel tank. Again, I'm going to be warping. I believe this one was meant for something else, but I'm going to use it for this because, well, I need the funds more than anything. Alright, there we go. We are going to take the same launch profile as before with the 225 heading. There we go. I don't have any cameras on this one. I'm sorry. But we're launching in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I forgot I set that up. Wow. I need to work on my staging. I forgot I set all of that up. So, oh well. And this one is going much more smoothly. This engine actually gimbals. I've also limited the thrust a little bit just so it doesn't shoot up too fast. Because that can be just as dangerous as it not going up fast enough. 60 meters a second. Ahead and switch over to our autopilot here. I say autopilot, it's not really autopilot yet. It will get there. I believe the next tier is when it gets there. But I need to upgrade my research and development center first, which is going to take quite a few funds. So it might be a while between episodes while I accrue some funds there. This is going much smoother. And let's switch to surface velocity positive. We're just gonna follow it down. And at this point, I'm not doing anything. My hands are completely off the controls. I'm watching and making sure that this rocket doesn't do something unexpected. Make sure I'm hitting all of my marks. I do need to come down a little bit faster, but not much. I only need to go to 78-ish kilometers, which is nice. And I can zero that out again. A little bit of wobble. Just a little bit of pogo there. That engine valve heating up. Combustion chamber. Might get a nice sunrise. Maybe. That's beautiful, though. Oh, absolutely beautiful. There's Mars there. 56 kilometer apoapsis now. So I think we're going to take it up to 80. 70 kilometers. And of course my inclination is, oh wow, I am off by 32 degrees. Ooh, oh wow. Alright, so we're 100 kilometers up. And this launch is actually far more efficient than I thought it would be. So we are going to time warp just a little bit. And I wish I had some lights on this thing. I don't like night launches because you can't really see a whole lot. Alright, so we are 74 kilometers up now. There we go. And this satellite is actually powered by the PB Nuke Radioisotope Thermoelectric Generator, or RTG. And the cool thing about those is they will work. You don't need sunlight, you don't need solar power, you don't need external sources. They just work. And they work by the decay of a radioactive isotope, hence the radioisotope. And when that isotope decays, it generates heat, and it takes that heat and converts it into electrical power. So as long as this... Oh, and I have plenty of electric power, so this will never run out of electric charge, ever. It's amazing. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and ditch that. And I've been talking and not paying attention. Ooh, that's not what I need. I need that. Alright, so we're going to circularize apoapsis, create, and execute. Now I have a little over 3,300 meters a second delta V. This is going to take 880 of that, which is fine, and it's not a big deal. I also used a different upper stage for this. This is sort of a test for other satellites that I'm going to be launching on other missions. I might need to build another one for Venus, now that I think about it. But again, I have 20-something plus days to do that. So that's not a big deal. So here we go. We're a tiny little engine there with built-in fuel tank. Where is it pulling this liquid fuel from? Oh, it's pulling it from these side tanks. I forgot about this. Those have liquid fuel, oxidizer, and monopropellant all rolled into one. So, very useful tanks, especially for satellite designs like this. I will eventually need to build satellites with bigger dishes, but I might just turn those into ground stations. I'm not entirely sure yet. I do have them. I have dishes that will reach to infinity and beyond. But I don't know exactly when I'll get to that. So we're going to put this into orbit. That's good enough. Well, it's up there. I will fix its orbit between episodes. Thanks for watching. I'm Taki117. And remember, it's only rocket science.